This is the audio version of The Power of Financing, the wealth generator most people don't know about. Get checks to your mailbox every month. Turn your property investing enterprise into an ATM machine. Wealth generating techniques that work in any economy, by Chris Kemp. The Power of Financing, the wealth generator most people don't know about. Copyright 2019 and beyond by Chris Kemp. All rights reserved. Page 3. Earnings disclaimer. Any earnings or income statements are only estimates of what you could earn. There is no assurance you will do as well. If you rely upon my figures, you must accept the risk of not doing as well. Any and all claims or representations as to income earnings on this website and/or ebook are not to be considered as average earnings. There can be no assurance that any prior successes or past results as to income earnings can be used as an indication of your future successes or results. Income disclaimer. This website and the items it distributes contains business strategies, marketing methods, and other business advice that, regardless of my own results and experience, may not produce the same results or any results for you. The Power of Financing makes absolutely no guarantee, expressed or implied, that by following the advice or content available from this website, you will make any money or improve current profits, as there are several factors and variables that come into play regarding any given business. Primarily, results will depend on the nature of the product or business model, the conditions of the marketplace, the experience of the individual, and situation and elements that are beyond your control. As with any business endeavor, you assume all risk related to investment and money based on your own discretion and at your own potential expense. Page 4. Liability disclaimer. By reading and/or listening to this website or ebook or the documents it offers, you assume all risk associated with using the advice given, with the full understanding that you solely are responsible for anything that may occur as a result of putting this information into action in any way, and regardless of your interpretation of the advice. You further agree that our company cannot be held responsible in any way for the success or failure of your business as a result of the information provided by our company. It is your responsibility to conduct your own due diligence regarding the safe and successful operation of your business if you intend to apply any of our information in any way to your business operations. In summary, you understand that we make absolutely no guarantees regarding income as a result of applying this information, as well as the fact that you are solely responsible for the results of any action taken on your part as a result of any given information. In addition, for all intents and purposes, you agree that our content is to be considered, quote, for entertainment purposes only, end quote. Always seek the advice of a professional when making financial, tax, or business decisions. The Power of Financing, audio version, page 5. Table of contents. About this ebook, page 6. Shh. Page 9. Determine your why. Page 10. Fortune favors the bold. Page 12. Is your why big enough? Page 13. About the author. Page 14. A few websites that I run. Page 15. Preface. Page 19. What you'll find inside this ebook. Page 20. A double-wide mobile home and 3.16 acres for $7,500. Page 21. If a college dropout can do this, so can you. Page 30. How to get checks to your mailbox every month. Page 34. Mortgage calculators. Page 39. Mortgage apps for your phone. Page 40. Real estate forms, free real estate forms and mortgage contracts. Page 41. Additional resources. Page 42. Bonus tip. Page 44. Thanks. Page 45. The Power of Financing, audio version, page 6. About this ebook. The Power of Financing, the wealth generator that most people don't know about, is a quick and simple guide that shares my personal story of how I learned about financing real estate. In this ebook, I'll be sharing easy techniques that you can put into motion, as well as tools, websites, and apps that can help you along the way. You don't have to, quote, be into, end quote, real estate to do this. Real estate is just the vehicle, one of the most popular vehicles that's driving down this road, the road that you're hitchhiking on the way to success. Success leaves clues. Follow the clues left by successful people, and you are likely to find success. If you want it, you're likely to get it. I learned real estate investing, I made money with it, and continue to. You can do it too. If I, the college dropout, can do it, so can you. The one class that prevented me from getting a 2-year journalism degree was college algebra. You do not need to be a math enthusiast to understand the power of financing. You can use free phone apps, search for amortization schedule and mortgage schedule, and download the phone apps that look good to you. For Android, you'll find them on the Google Play Store. For iPhone, you'll find them on iTunes. When you sell something, it can be land, houses, mobile homes, or pretty much anything else. You can sell it, quote, on payments, end quote, wherein the buyer is paying you a monthly payment plus interest. You make money on the interest. For the buyer, it's a win-win because you're offering them the ability to make payments. For the seller, it's a win-win because he's getting paid 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, and maybe more, as much, often a lot more, because of the recurring interest rate that's spiking the monthly payments. All those rent-to-own, no money down furniture and appliance stores, they are raking in the cash. A few years ago, I rented a room that was down the hall from a young family. The bathroom was inside their house, just beyond the front door, and I had a key to it, to their side of the house, as I was renting the room. One evening, I walk in the living room and see the husband and wife lounging on this big couch. "We got new furniture," the husband said with a slight grin. "Nice," I said. "Looks good." Later, he told me that he had got it rent to own. "How much did you pay?" I asked him. $5,000, he said. "But I'm making payments. I didn't pay it all at once." "Oh, okay," I said. The guy was a dedicated worker and he was likely to make all the payments as quickly as possible. So it probably worked out for him. The furniture, though, was not worth $5,000, maybe $1,500 at the most. Also, he could have purchased it used or gotten it for a low price or even free from someone on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or another website. Essentially, this guy was buying his furniture rent to own and the sellers were financing it to him. In selling it to him with the financing, they are selling it at a higher price and earning revenue with interest too. Here's how you can earn money by selling properties, land, houses, mobile homes, or almost anything else using financing. Number 1, set a sales price. Number 2, sell on payments with a down payment that the buyer can afford and monthly payments that are fair and reasonable that also the buyer can afford to pay for the length of the loan. Number 3, because you are selling it on payments, you, the seller, control the terms. Number 4, you earn money on the interest and any late fees that might be incurred or accrued along the way. Shh. I'm going to let you in on a secret. Who can make money using financing to sell properties? Anyone can do this. You can do this, even if you have a low credit score, even if you do not have any money of your own, even if you know nothing about real estate. You actually don't have to know much about real estate, just enough to get by. You'll learn as you go. Find a mentor in your local area, or find someone online, or watch some videos. Take notes on your phone, on your laptop, on your computer, and with your pen. With the mentor, find out the mentor's favorite restaurant or cafe. Find out what the mentor wants. Offer to buy him a meal as long as you can ask him questions about how he got where he is, what he learned along the way, and what advice he has that can help you get there too. You can do this with almost anything. If you want to know how to do something, find out someone who's on their way there or already arrived at that destination or position in life Find out what the carrot is, what motivates that person. And if you want, you can even ask them. Then say, hey, I'll give you whatever their carrot is if you give me some advice, if you're willing to meet, if I can do a phone interview or something. Another way to get information is watch videos online, listen to podcasts, read blog posts, read ebooks, read books. Keep learning, continue taking action, and you're likely to get there. Once you learn how to do this, you can easily get the money by securing financing from friends, family, acquaintances, and sometimes banks. You're listening to the audio version of The Power of Financing. The Power of Financing audio version, page 10. Determine your why. Determine your, quote, why, end quote. Is it big enough to motivate you to take action? If so, your, quote, how, end quote, is likely to take care of itself. If your why is big enough, then your how is likely to take care of itself. Why do you want something? If you want something enough, you're going to figure out how to get that thing. For me, my main motivation was, and still is in a way, freedom. To have the freedom to do what I want when I want. For me, this means financial freedom by working smarter, not harder. Real estate is one of the best ways to make money. Why? Because everyone, or almost everyone, needs a place to live. You can learn these techniques and still be a, quote, cool person, end quote. You don't have to be a, quote, guru, end quote, or some guy who flies around in Lear jets. If that's your thing, then great. My why was so great that the how took care of itself. Why? I wanted freedom. How? I would figure out what I needed to do in order to get that freedom. My how, discovering how to invest in real estate, even using no money of my own, even with a low credit score. Some might call me a maverick real estate investor. Others might call me a rebel real estate investor. In a way, I was a kind of renegade real estate investor, a combination of a motivated dreamer who wanted to learn this so much that at one point I was sleeping in my car, driving around North Florida and even to South Georgia, scouting houses and properties and spending hundreds of hours at the tax assessor's office, identifying out-of-state owners, sending them letters, and putting together deals. When I wasn't at the tax clerk's office or doing walkthroughs of abandoned properties, I was usually at the coffee houses or local restaurants, meeting with local investors, or at the bank, flirting with the clerks, doing my best to get a copy of the list of foreclosure properties they were sitting on. I was learning and taking action and making adjustments along the way. I still am, and that's what makes life so interesting. The possibilities for adventure and opportunity that unfold before me. Similar and different possibilities will unfold before you as you pursue your goals and move in the direction of your dreams. The Power of Financing, audio version, page 12. Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. The edge is where you get the best view. If you're not growing where you are planted, plant yourself where you will grow. If you're not growing where you're planted, plant yourself where you'll grow. Keep moving, keep learning, keep growing. In doing so, you'll grow out of one pot and then find yourself planted in a bigger pot. This is inevitable. One day you'll outgrow your current pot, and the next morning you'll find yourself planted in the earth, the biggest pot of all. In this vast and beautiful garden, you'll find yourself making connections, connecting roots and stretching your branches toward the heavens in bountiful appreciation and unceasing praise to God who created you. The Power of Financing, audio version, page 13. Is your why big enough? What is your why? If your why is big enough, the how will take care of itself. If your why is big enough, the how will take care of itself. What is your why? Identify your why. If your why is big enough, then how you do it will take care of itself. You'll figure out a way. but make sure your why is big enough. My why was so great that the how took care of itself. Why? I wanted freedom. How? I would figure out what I needed to do in order to get freedom. My how, discovering how to invest in real estate even using no money of my own, even with a low credit score. My how drove me to pursue this goal to learn how to make money with real estate. And I'm going to show you how you can make money with real estate too. Thanks for joining me on this journey. The Power of Financing audio version, page 14. My name is Michael Christopher Kemp. I'm a real estate investor, writer, musician, traveler, and creative entrepreneur. My real estate investing specialty consists of buying and flipping tax deed sale properties in North Central Florida and South Georgia, as well as finding, buying properties with out-of-state owners who are tired of paying property taxes on them, buying these properties, then selling these properties for a profit. Typically, my strategy involves buying cheap properties and selling them rent to own. Although I have a variety of interests, they appear to share the common theme of freedom: time freedom, financial freedom, health freedom, and travel location freedom. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via email at bicycledays@yahoo.com. That's bicycledays@yahoo.com. bicycledays@yahoo.com. To find out more about some ebooks that I've put together, you can visit these sites: Make Big Profits, FlippingFloridaLand.com, Make Big Profits, FlippingFloridaLand.com, where you'll discover how to find, buy, and flip properties, land, houses, mobile homes in Florida or anywhere else in the United States for fun and profit. Also, the same ebook, but at a website with a different name, FlipFloridaLand.com, FlipFloridaLand.com, where you'll discover how to find bargain properties in Florida or anywhere else in the United States using similar techniques that you can buy and flip for a profit. Another website is FindingFloridaLand.com. FindingFloridaLand.com revealed the real estate investing secrets most people probably don't know about. The main websites that I run are chriskemp.com, that's KRISKEMP.com, where I discuss self-development made simple, and I share simple strategies that yield powerful results, and chriskempcreative.com, where I share digital marketing made simple, where you get the methods you can use to build an audience and grow your profits. This is the audio version of The Power of Financing. The Power of Financing, page 19, preface. You can do it. You can do whatever it is you want to do. How much do you want it? If your why is big enough, the how will take care of itself. In other words, what is your why? Why are you interested in making money with real estate investing? Put a big enough why in front of you, and then you'll likely be motivated enough to figure out how to accomplish that goal. Money is a financial instrument that has a form of value. When you learn practical strategies you can use to find, buy, and flip properties, land, houses, or mobile homes or investment properties in Florida or anywhere else in the United States, you are arming yourself with the potential valuable knowledge that you can use to make potentially lots of money. Before you embark on this adventure, place a why in front of yourself. Ask yourself, why do I want to make money with real estate investing and property flipping? Once your why is big enough, the how you can do it, the how you can make lots of money with real estate investing and property flipping is likely to take care of itself. You can do it. The Power of Financing audio version, page 20. What you'll find inside this ebook. I'm glad you are here. It is my hope that the Power of Financing exceeds all your expectations. Inside, you'll find personal stories and practical tips. Feel free to skip around, but whatever you do, put the steps to use. Anyone can do this. A benefit is that you can actually help others find a home for cheap while pocketing a cash profit or even a steady income flow for yourself. Win-win. Most people probably have not been exposed to these ideas Understanding them works when you're flexible enough to accept new concepts. Success results when you employ these concepts and do not look back, potentially. Originally, the techniques in this book consisted of a pile of notes in loose leaf binders. My initial intention was to edit the notes and use it as an operations manual for buying and selling bargain properties anywhere in Florida and selling them for profits. The beauty is that these techniques, probably with a slight modification, probably work anywhere in the United States. It was only after a request from friends and other investors who want to learn how to do what I was doing that I decided to package this material and sell it as a book. Its publication will leave two groups, is likely to leave two groups. Those who choose to reap the benefits that it offers and those who dismiss them. Ignore the second group. While they complain, you'll be making profits. Make the most of this ebook by reading it more than once. Inside is a lot of information. Feel free to print the ebook, grab a highlighter, and mark it up. You will find more than one piece of knowledge in these pages that can result in your getting checks every month. There are diamonds to unearth in the soil of these pages. Dig in slowly, carefully, and enjoy. The Power of Financing audio version, page 21. A double-wide mobile home and 3.16 acres for $7,500. I first learned the power of financing some years ago when a real estate investing opportunity presented itself to me. Some years ago, I lived in Burlington, Vermont, in the historic and beautiful Five Sisters neighborhood. At the time, I lived in a tiny 7x10, 7-foot wide by 10-foot in length room in a second-floor walk-up house. My roommates were college students who attended the University of Vermont. At the time, I was working at a moving company. In my free time, I read books on self-improvement, wrote and edited the book or the script for a musical, Dumpster Diver the Musical. You can find out more about that at dumpsterdivermusical.com. I produced it for a 3-night run in Chelsea area of Manhattan in New York City. Anyway, in my free time, I read books on self-improvement, wrote and edited the book or the script for a musical, dumpsterdivermusical.com, and researched real estate investing. With the real estate research, I was specifically looking for foreclosure opportunities, homes or properties owned by banks whose tenants had quit paying their mortgage. The bank takes possession of the house and typically sells it at a discount. My room had little more than a comfortable L.L. Bean sleeping bag rolled up in a corner, a few pillows, a fold-out table, and my laptop with a pile of clothes in the corner. Minimal living. One evening I was searching online and I typed in banks in North Florida and South Georgia. I came across a bank. Then I searched for the bank's website and the bank foreclosure, the bank's name, and then foreclosures. After 2 days of searching, emailing, and calling, I found their list of bank-owned properties. To reiterate, these are properties wherein the tenant or owner has been delinquent or late on his mortgage payments. So the banks take the properties back, and resell the properties for a lower price in order to offset their loss. On the list of bank-owned properties was a double-wide mobile home in Wrightsville, Georgia. The bank had it listed for $7,500. I did research on the area and the property values within that zip code. To do this, I searched online for Wrightsville, Georgia County Assessor, Wrightsville, Georgia County Tax Clerk, Wrightsville, Georgia Property Appraiser, Wrightsville, Georgia County Website. I also searched online for Wrightsville, Georgia Economy, Things to Do, Wrightsville, Georgia Things to Do, Wrightsville, Georgia Points of Interest. I found the Wrightsville, Georgia Tax Clerk website and the Wrightsville, Georgia Property Appraiser website. Using those websites, I typed in the address for the bank-owned property and did an extensive search on its history, its chain of title or history of ownership, its comparative market value, its comparative market analysis, and more. Essentially, I researched it as best as I could. It turns out the property, it was about a 2,500 square foot double-wide mobile home on 3.16 acres, with a run-down wood-framed two-story house or shed on it had sold 10 years earlier for $60,000. And now a bank owned it, and it was listing it for $7,000. I wanted to see this place for myself, and if it looked good, buy it. I called my friend Ryan, a buddy who I'd met on Clematis Street in downtown West Palm Beach, Florida, years earlier. I called Ryan. He'd been in the Army, served in Iraq for years, and was now stationed in Oklahoma. Throughout the years, we had talked every now and then, and he'd mentioned he was saving his money with the intention to invest in real estate. Ryan and I talked, and I told him about the bank-owned property that was listed for $7,500 that had sold for $60,000 10 years earlier. I really want to check out this place, I told him. Why don't you drive down there and take a look at it, he suggested. How about this, I started. I drive down there, take a look at it, suss it out, take pictures, take videos. If it's good, let's do a deal. What are you thinking, he said. I do all the work to buy it. I drive down there, I check it out. I see what it's worth in terms of the area. I secure the place. If we determine it's a good deal, you send me the money to buy it. We buy it, and whatever we sell it for, I get 50% of the profit. Say we get it for $7,500 and sell it for $27,500. Then you get $10,000 and I get $10,000 profit. He answered. All you'd have to do is put up the money. I'll do everything else, including paying for closing costs, title search, and the time to drive down there, take off work, pay for gas, etc. Well, he started. If you think it's a good idea, let's do it. I'll draw up a contract. Once you get down there, let me know how it is. And that was it. I left a few days later, driving my late 1987 Honda Civic hatchback from Burlington, Vermont to Wrightsville, Georgia, pretty much straight through. Arriving in Wrightsville, Georgia, I was surprised how cold it was, in the 30s. Then again, I had left in the middle of winter. Still, I had little idea of what to expect when I entered the town of Wrightsville, navigated lonely two-lane highway that rose through the hills, and turned onto the dirt road that led to the double-wide mobile home. I first arrived at night and parked near the property, sleeping in my car. The following morning, I walked the property, knocked on the door, and seeing that no one was home, walked to the back of the property, slid open the window to the living room, and hoisted myself inside. The mobile home was massive, with beautiful wood floors, 2 bathrooms, one with a big jacuzzi, and sitting on a triangle-shaped patch of land on top of a hill, with beautiful views in all directions. It was at the end of a dead-end street, a dirt road. I spent the next few days clearing out all the old junk in the mobile home. Also, I called a guy at Capital City Bank Group to arrange for the purchase. The state of Georgia requires a real estate attorney or title company to handle the closing. So I found a real estate attorney who agreed to do this for $500. A bit pricey, but he was 50 yards from the county courthouse, or about that distance, and he was a local, so his involvement assured that everything would be recorded properly. However, the closing would take a week. In the meantime, I took pictures and video of the property, posted the videos on YouTube, and sent them to Ryan. Also, I was calling him. He agreed to buy the property, and the deal was now in motion. Ideally, we would get the property for $7,000, plus the $500 closing cost, then sell it with financing at a higher price and split the net profits, or sell it outright at a higher price and split the profits. At this point, however, I was thinking financing would pay off with bigger dollars. During the day, I was busy cleaning out the mobile home, loading the junk into the yard. I introduced myself to the neighbor at the only other house at the end of the road. I asked him if I could use his hose to take a shower. He agreed. In the evenings, or sometimes in the mornings, I would go to his backyard, an area semi-obscured by bushes, but not really, and take off all my clothes and run the hose water over me. It was December, and it was freezing. Exhilarating. The neighbor offered his truck to help me load the old junk in the house onto the truck and take it to a nearby dumpster down the road for $20 or $40. Okay, cool. In the evenings, I would drive to the town just outside of the main town square was a pizza restaurant that had an all-you-can-eat buffet from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I would literally spend the entire 2 hours there, slowly eating pizza and other Italian food, while reading the Bible and sometimes taking notes and writing ideas about the property. Locals would give me curious glances and sometimes even just stare at me. I would give a close-lipped smile, nod my head, and wave politely. They appeared to be nice, but cautious. It was Georgia. A lot of the trucks had gun racks in them, with guns that were probably loaded. I didn't want to get on the wrong side of someone with a loaded gun and a possible grudge against outsiders. Sometimes during the day, especially on the weekends, I would drive to town to the local library to use the internet or park myself for hours at the coffee house, setting up my computer, going online, and ordering multiple giant cups of this cold coffee ice cream shake they served. It was delicious, and I would space out on the caffeine and sugar while posting the Wrightsville, Georgia property for sale. At this point, we still didn't own it, but we were going to, as soon as Ryan made arrangements to send the money to the lawyer, and as soon as the lawyer made arrangements to send it to the guy at Capital City Bank Group. Even days before the paperwork cleared, after I had posted the property on Craigslist.com, in areas of upstate New York, New Jersey, Michigan, Ohio, Delaware, North Carolina, Virginia, Washington, D.C., etc., and a slew of other places, I started getting nibbles. Excuse me. Emails arrived with requests for more information about the property and what type of terms I'd be willing to accept. When I posted it on Craigslist.com and other websites, I advertised it like this. Escape the cold. Get your summer retreat in Wrightsville, Georgia, a beautiful town with hunting, camping, recreation nearby, a place that's safe and secluded, where you can grow your own vegetables and experience life the way it was meant to be. Basically, I flowered it up. I advertised it as a getaway, a place where you'd see all the stars at night. I was selling the dream. We got someone interested in it, and he wanted to finance it. He offered a $2,500 down payment. I used the website calculator.com and bankrate.com and searched amortization schedule and mortgage schedule. Also, you can try out mortgagecalculator.org. Also, search on your phone for mortgage calculator and amortization schedule. On Android phones, search on the Google Play Store. On iPhone, search on iTunes. Using my Samsung Galaxy Note 9 Android phone, I found some mortgage calculator apps that look promising. Financial Calculator, Carl's Mortgage, Loan Amortization. This is a mortgage agreement I came up with. Sales price, $37,500. Down payment, $2,500. Balance, or amount owed on the remaining balance, $35,000. I'm going to repeat that. This is a mortgage agreement I came up with. Sales price, $37,500. Down payment, $2,500. Balance, $35,000. Owner financing, I would hold the mortgage note. Owner financing offered at 10% interest over 20 years. The buyer agreed to the terms. Let's go over the numbers. Bought for $7,500, sold for $37,500 at 10% interest over 20 years. Our purchase price, $7,500. Sales price, $37,500. Down payment, $2,500. Balance, $35,000. Mortgage, 20 years at 10% interest with no prepayment penalties. Here is a breakdown. Monthly payment, $337.76. Total payment, $81,062.40. Total interest, $46,062.40. Annual payment, $4,053.12. Mortgage constant, 11.58%. You see the total payment, $81,062.40. On an investment of $7,500 plus another $1,500 or so that I spent on gas, food, and the $500 lawyer fee required by the state of Georgia to handle the real estate transaction, I stood to profit $37,000 and change over a 20-year period, and my friend Ryan would profit the same amount. This is the power of financing. This is the power of you being the bank. And you don't need money to do it. This does not require a high credit score. What it does require is this: identifying good deals. Getting an investor with money who will agree to partner with you. What else is required? Handling the paperwork, securing the property, your own upfront cost associated with the title company searches, and any lawyer fees or real estate attorney fees. You get your investor friend to give you 50% split on the net profits with you. Net profits are the profits after related expenses. You need determination to do the research. You need persistence and dedication to see it through. You need the ability to be flexible in order to deal with any unforeseen circumstances that may arise. You might end up with a monthly income if your investor friend agrees to cut you a check every month, or an every other monthly income if he agrees to pay you the entire net profit every other month. And you'll end up with good, interesting stories. Sometimes you'll just end up with stories. Still, it's fun and interesting and profitable. If you like freedom, if you're disciplined and focused to figure out what and where the deals are, and if you're up for an adventure, operating as a maverick real estate investor might be for you. The Power of Financing audio version, page 30. If a college dropout can do this, so can you. If a college dropout, me, can do this, so can you. Anyone can do this, seriously. I am a college dropout, and not just any college, Palm Beach Community College. Community college. It's okay. You can laugh. I am laughing too. And guess how many years I attended community college? 3 years. The first 2 years I majored in business administration. The classes were so boring. I'm not blaming the teachers. Maybe they were amazing teachers. It's just that I was not interested at all. On the way to the cafeteria, where I'd usually buy candy bars or potato chips and ice-cold bottles of Yoo-Hoo, pretty much the 5th, 6th, and 7th food groups for college students, at least this one, I'd walk past the Beachcomber, the college newspaper. I would peek inside and see a group of students talking, laughing, typing, and I wanted to be part of this secret community of journalists, of reporters. Finally, one day, I got the courage to enter the room and ask if they needed any help. "We always need help," quipped Ron, a photographer who had a burly orange beard, a twinkle in his eye, and the merry attitude of someone who just stepped out of a Santa costume. They invited me in. I joined their team, assisting in however they needed me. Eventually, I was made editorial page editor, and I loved it. I loved writing. I still do. I spent hours every day in that office. During classes for business administration, I wrote, sketched out ideas for the newspaper, and my grades spiraled at terminal velocity into the D category. D's across the board. Give me an A+ for consistency, though. Around a year and a half in, as a business administration major, I changed my major to journalism. I had a fantastic journalism professor named Mr. Parbu. Loved that guy. He was this petite Indian fellow with Superman-style glasses, polyester pants, and fat ties. He was encouraging and interesting and shared memorable stories of what it was like to be a journalist in his younger years. The din of the typewriters as skilled hands hammered the keys, the roar of conversations, the shrill bird-like chirping from ringing telephones, the smell of printer's ink, the stale and restless fog from burning cigarettes. To me, it sounded like a place worth visiting. For Mr. Parbu, it was a place worth remembering. Wherever you are, Mr. Parbu, I hope you are well. I spent the next year completing the courses required to get my Associate of Science, AS, in journalism. I needed one more course to graduate, college algebra. I took that course, college algebra, 3 times. The last time I took it, I literally spent hours every day after school in the college library poring over the algebra equations, studying, learning, soaking it in. When it came to the test, however, something happened. For some reason, the carefully planned and well-thought-out homework assignments, the hours and hours of study, and the accumulated knowledge was not coming to the surface. All that accumulated knowledge was stacked up like a mountain, thousands of years of freshly picked corn, stored somewhere in some silo in the farm of my mind. When test time arrived and I put my pencil to the paper, that silo, the farm, had all but vanished. At some point or another, a storm had arrived in my absence. Thunderclouds rolled in, dark and glowing, full of water and electricity. Winds roared in from the east, clapping and clapping against the overstuffed pillow-like clouds, and a tornado formed. The roaring tornado ripped the silo from the earth, and the corn got sucked up into the hungry funnel. The tornado had become a cornado. I searched the farm and found nothing left. The entire farmhouse, the barn, the silo, the corn, the cows, chickens, pigs, and horses, all gone! For the third time, I failed college algebra. I almost graduated with a 2-year degree. Almost. After leaving community college, I began a string of jobs working as a line cook in a variety of restaurants in West Palm Beach and Palm Beach, Florida. Eventually, I got into real estate investing and a number of other creative projects. Some were financially successful, others not so much. At the end of the day, though, I had interesting stories. As a writer, I feel that sometimes at the end of the day, when it comes to making a decision, make the decision that will leave you with the best stories to tell. This is a story of how I almost graduated community college. If a college dropout can do it, so can you. And if a college dropout who failed college algebra can learn to make money with real estate investing, so can you. You can do it. The Power of Financing, audio version, page 34. How to get checks in your mailbox every month. Sell it with owner financing. Imagine getting checks in your mailbox every month. Think how good it would feel to open up the mailbox and pull out a stack of checks written out to you. If you are like most people, you are pulling out a stack of junk mail and bills. But you are not like most people. You want to change your life for the better. You want to work smarter, not harder. That is why you got this ebook, The Power of Financing. In order to get checks in your mailbox, you structure the sale on payments, meaning instead of selling your land, house, or mobile home for one flat price, you sell it over a period of time for smaller monthly payments with interest. This type of transaction is called selling with financing or selling with owner financing, since you, the seller, are financing, selling with payments, the property to the buyer. Basically, this is where you sell your land for payments that are agreeable to you and the buyer. You set a down payment and monthly payments that you can afford and that you will be happy with as well. If you don't know anything about financing, that's okay, because I didn't either. When you do this, you use a contract for deed, or a contract for purchase, or a contract purchase. Essentially, this contract states that the buyer will be paying you a series of payments over time that amount to your selling price. Usually there is an interest rate attached to this. The beauty of selling a property with financing is this. You are giving the buyer an opportunity to own something with affordable monthly payments that he would, in most cases, not be able to buy outright. At the same time, you are making additional money on your property from the interest payments. This is a win-win scenario for both buyer and seller. This kind of sale is beneficial to both the seller, you, and the buyer, them, because 1. You are giving the buyer an opportunity to purchase something that is valuable to them, land, house, or mobile home, that they could not afford otherwise. 2. You are allowing the buyer to buy the property with no bank qualifying, no credit check, no begging, and no hoops to jump through. 3. You can sell the property for a higher price since you are financing it, selling it to them on payments. 4. You can make big profits from the interest attached to the financing. 5. You can sell it as an agreement for deed or contract for deed with terms favorable to you, including conditions such as 1. If they are late on their payment, they pay a late fee. 2. They agree to pay property taxes. 3. They agree to purchase property as is where is. 4. They agree not to hold you liable for accident or injury, whether accidental or intentional, that happens to them while they are on the premises. and whatever other safety clauses you want to add. 5. The buyer is likely to pass your name to relatives, friends, and acquaintances who might purchase a property from you as well. Setting up this kind of payment is, like most everything else, steps. This is what you do. 1. Find a property, land, house, or mobile home. 2. Buy the property. Offer a low cash deal. 3. Once you own the property, post it for sale at free classified sites online, social media sites, real estate website, local newspaper flyers at local restaurants. Wherever people go, leave flyers there. This is how you can write the ad. Here's your chance to blank. Here's your chance to blank. Fill in the blank with one of the statements below or make up your own. Here's your chance to get out of the rent trap. Here's your chance to finally own your own house. Here's your chance to make a new life for yourself. Here's your chance to have a yard for your kids. Here's a chance to get your own place. Here's your chance to fire a landlord. Here's your chance to not have to rely on your landlord. Here's your chance to finally call yourself a homeowner. Here's your chance to, and then you write the benefits of owning your house, land, or mobile home. Or you can use a combination of these. And this is from The Power of Financing, page 36. Here's your chance to, and then you have the benefits of owning the home or the mobile home or land or investment property that you're selling. So here's your chance to, and then you put the benefits and that fill in the blank. Then underneath that you have a picture of the house, the mobile home, or the land. And underneath that you write, no bank qualifying, no credit checks. Tired of paying rent? You can own this house with blank down payment and payments of blank a month. So, to go over this ad again, this is from The Power of Financing, page 37. This is a way for you to sell your house, land, or mobile home. Make a flyer or an ad online or do both. And the flyer says this, here's your chance to blank, and then you fill in the blank. Here's your chance to own your home, own a mobile home, own an investment property. No bank qualifying, no credit checks. Tired of paying rent? You can own this house with blank down payment and payments of blank a month. Call, text, email. Hurry, this probably will go fast. And that's the flyer. Page 38 of The Power of Financing. Here's another flyer idea. Page 38, The Power of Financing. Tired of blank? Tired of paying rent? Tired of crummy roommates? Tired of that lazy landlord? You can own your own house, land, mobile home, investment property. Simple and easy transaction. No lawyers, no realtors, no closing fees. I will pay all closing costs and take care of all the paperwork. Here's how it works. 1, you tell me what you can afford for down payment and monthly payments. 2, I'll see if I can make the numbers work. 3, if we both agree that the payments are fair and reasonable, then we can meet at the notary office to sign the paperwork. You bring a certified check, cashier's check, bank check. 4, at notary office we fill out the paperwork. 5, you can move into the property. Call me right now. This is a great opportunity and I don't expect this place to last. Your name, your phone number, your email. And that's page 38 of The Power of Financing. Page 39, The Power of Financing. Mortgage calculators. Determine mortgage payments, amortization schedule, interest rates. Adjusting the interest rates could translate to additional thousands of dollars in your pockets. And then I have some examples of mortgage calculators. Calculator.com, ez-calculators.com, and bankrate.com. Legal help for issues concerning real estate investors. Nolo.com, that's Nolo.com. Conversion equivalents, converts acres to square foot, width and length to acreage, and more. Use these to determine the dollar amount per square foot and the size of the property. Onlineconversion.com, convert-me.com, and ez-calculators.com. Mortgage apps for your phone. Search on your phone mortgage calculator and amortization schedule. On Android phones, search on Google Play Store On iPhones, search on iTunes. A few that look promising are Financial Calculator, Carl's Mortgage, and Loan Amortization. On page 41 of The Power of Financing, I have links to free real estate forms and mortgage contracts. Some of these are lectlaw.com, lawdepot.com, alllaw.com, and free-real-estate-forms.com. For more, visit page 41 on The Power of Financing, or at The Power of Financing. We have some additional resources on page 42. On page 43, I list calculators that you can use. On page 44, here's a bonus tip. Use DuckDuckGo as a search engine. Also use Bing.com as a search engine. The search results appear to be vastly superior to Google.com. DuckDuckGo.com and Bing.com. You're likely to find extensive resource material that is not controlled by the behemoth search engine Google, whose search results are severely restricted, indicating that powers that be have taken control of the wheel. A lot of Google search results are pushing politically correct narratives that are blatantly false, erroneous, and lack evidence. For this reason, Google lacks credibility. Google is no longer a search engine. Google is a propaganda machine. Try DuckDuckGo.com, try Brave.com, try Opera.com, try SearchEncrypt.com, and try Bing, Bing.com. You're likely to find a treasure of search results. Page 45 of The Power of Financing. Thanks. Thank you for reading this ebook, and thank you for listening to this audio version of this ebook. Now is the time for action. Find a bargain property, sell it with owner financing. Hold the note. This means that you will hold the mortgage note. This puts you in a position of power. You essentially are the bank. You sell it with terms or conditions that you control. If the buyer quits paying you, you hold the note and you can resell the property to someone else. You can buy your first bargain property and sell it with financing to earn a monthly check every month. It's easy. When you purchase this ebook, you took action. When you read it or listen to it, you're taking action. That goes to show you can take the next step, purchasing your first bargain property. Expect success, take action to make it happen. Thank you, and God bless you. Have an awesome day. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at bicycledays@yahoo.com. That's BICYCLEDAYS, bicycledays@yahoo.com. Thanks for listening.